Located in Boston neighborhood Mission Hill is Mass Art, the nation's first independent public college of art and design. The school is brimming with artistic talent. Kaori Hoshina is a sophomore from Japan, double majoring in animation and painting. She gives us insight into her artistic identity.
As an art-wise, something that I experience the most is anything I paint or anything I animate or draw or anything, people say, like, I see a Japanese style in you or an Asian style in you. And me, I think it's really interesting because when I'm in Japan, my friends there would be like, I see an American style in you. So like, I hope I'm a good mixture of both. Actually, my family really isn't the most artsiest family ever, but they really did take me to a lot of museums when I was a kid. And actually, the most inspiring paintings that I ever saw was like Gauguin's and Van Gogh's and like the Impressionist, Post-Impressionist paintings. And I was fascinated afterwards, later on in my life, when I learned that those artists actually were inspired by Japanese, like the Japanism movement. So the whole, the illustrations, like the ukiyo-e and like the sumi-e, like the prints, the Japanese prints that, for instance, Hokusai did.
One of Kaori's distinct artistic styles is using borders in her paintings.
This whole idea actually comes from animation. Actually, the first time I found out, like, actually got this idea was when I was storyboarding. I think it really adds the kind of sense of narrative in it, because I'm really interested in narratives, like the whole idea of a story, because one thing I think a lot of paintings in the MFA or like the old like classic paintings kind of lack in a sense is the kind of narrative behind it, especially because their subjects are really not old-fashioned but really like stiff. But I think people will be more engaged in like a whole narrative, even though there's no real clear-cut narrative probably. You know, they want to know a story. When I see something interesting, it's usually because I don't know what it is, but then there's these hints that kind of might let you know what it is. I really stopped looking at other artists. Other artists are really inspirational, but at the same time, I feel like I lose something every time I get inspired by them. And I think I had enough of it. I stared at all these Gauguin paintings and everything, and I'm like, I'm done now. So now I try to really only get inspired by my own life, that I think is really the most original thing I have. So a lot of times I get really caught up with small things, like that little cigarette butt on the ground. And the other thing I get really inspired by is dialogue, or what I talk to people with. So the little words that I kind of put with my paint, I didn't write them down yet, but yeah, these space, I like write words in and stuff. And I noticed that, like, while I'm painting, I would animate anyways. While I'm animating, I would like take out like little storyboard pieces and like start thinking about painting anyways, so it really wasn't a pain. Everything in art's been done before. Everything and everything's been done before. That whole thought, I think, is to some extent true. I mean, really true, but at the same time, when you're it's a really sad thing to believe. Like a friend or somebody that's really successful, but then my other friends would be like, oh, she just goes on Tumblr all the time, or oh, she just has good inspirations. Like, I don't think that's the point. I'm just really scared of inspiration in a sense, because you need the inspiration to make art, of course, but I think the whole, like, where you get it from, you know, my own life is the only original thing about me, and so.
I'm Karen Morales for JR202.